Monsters are real. Don't believe what they tell you. Your parents are lying to you. They're real and there's loads of them. I first started to catch glimpses of him 6 years ago. I noticed it was really careful not to get itself noticed. It did little things. It made you feel achy. It damaged your back and it took away your hearing. Then on Christmas Day it started stomping on you more and more, little by little. It took over our lives. There was a definite before and after. 2 different planets, 2 different worlds, 2 different people. It keeps waking me up at the same time every day. The witching hour, the devil's hour. It keeps reminding me of how your eyes turned silver and how I inhaled your last breath. Then it pokes and prods me. It reminds me of how I burnt you. This is our story. It's a love story, and as David Foster Wallace says, every love story is a ghost story. It was a beautiful monster. It looked like a Klimt painting. But don't let its beauty deceive you. It's an evil monster that will eat you up bit by bit. Slowly and painfully it destroyed you and everyone around you. It ate you until there was nothing left of what you were, and then it died with you. It crept up on us like a crack addiction, one small pipe at a time, until it was our life. Fear, death, pain took over like a crime wave. The National Office of Crime Statistics tell me that you should have been a suicide. But then you weren't born typical, were you, baby? A glass in the face is a popular way to die in 2016, and stabbings are up by 40%. George Bataille tells me that every death is a violent affair. Einstein told me that energy cannot be created or destroyed. And he also told me it can be transformed. Duncan McDougall has worked out that your soul weighs 21.3 grams, but he didn't tell me where to find you, and I need to find you. The mystic Hermes is whispering that Egypt is an image of the heavens and the whole cosmos dwells there. I've put you into 715 little glass bottles. Beautiful little coffins with cork lids, and together we're going on a pilgrimage. And we're going to visit all the holiest places I can find. And I'm going to ask them where I can find you. Because both science and religion tell me that I can, so I'm going to. I'm told Lazarus rose from the dead 4 days after he died. And why would so many religions believe in resurrection and reincarnation if there wasn't some truth in it? Why would so many people believe? You could already be starting your new life. You could be that lark that appears at my window the day after you left. He sings me to sleep after the monster wakes me up. Maybe it's you. Are you a happy little songbird? I'd love it to be you. Would I find you in the happy fields, feasting, dancing and laughing as you cruise the celestial river? Or does Osiris have your heart? Or maybe you're boating through the skies with Ra. Are you in the Bardo? Flying round the stars? You told me you'd be in the wind. Feel the wind, you said, when you need me, I'll be in the wind. I love the wind and I love you. I've always loved you and I always will. In all our 30 years, why didn't you tell me about the depth of your faith and explain your religion? I wouldn't be so ignorant now, and more to the point, I wouldn't have burnt you. I can't help going over and over that in my head. It's bugging me like something stuck in my teeth. So we're going to take that last adventure together. My psychiatrist told me that exercise is really great for depression, so I've started swimming. I'm up to a mile a day. I told Dennis John Edmonds drew a picture of me as a mermaid and posted it on Facebook. I got so many presents, mermaid paintings, postcards, keyrings, skeletons, jewellery, poems. The best one was a tail. It was so hard to swim with, but I started in Cornwall and I swam and I swam and I swam. Swimming soothed me. It closed my mind down and rocked me gently. And I don't think my monster can swim. Can spiders swim? By the time I returned to Malaga, I'd been all around the world and I'd gone to far, far too many states, and I was no closer to finding you, and I felt so despondent. But at least I can throw down my guilt. It's October 2016 and the Vatican have announced that it's now okay to cremate believers. Can you believe that? I felt so bad for so long, and now some bloke has just changed his mind. I've realised that I'm not going to find you, and I'm too tired, too sad, too flat to keep looking. My friends knew I was at rock bottom. I really couldn't get any lower, so in an attempt to cheer me up, they took me swimming. It was a beautiful day, but that held no interest for me, and I just needed to swim, so swim I did. Past the kids, past the airbeds, past the water bikes, past the boys, and then the sea fog rolled in. I had time to turn around, but I didn't. I could have easily outswum the danger, but I didn't. I asked myself if this was the way to find Chris, and my mind answered, maybe. And I kept on swimming, deeper and deeper into the fog, until I couldn't see anything anywhere. I remember it was oh so quiet, and I felt peaceful and hopeful. I swam deep down, my arms started aching, but I kept on swimming, and then I started thinking about all the people I'd met. While I was looking for you, I'd been through so many different countries, different religions, different attitudes, kind, loving people. Strangers on Facebook had sent me messages, presents, cards. They welcomed me into their homes and lives. They didn't know me. They'd hugged me and helped me on my journey. And it was then that I understood the kindness of strangers. I was getting too tired to swim any further, and it was then that I knew I'd made a huge mistake. The answer had been there all the time in the memory of water. The theory told me that even in the slightest dilution, it had remembered your molecule, your DNA, and I realised you'd been with me all the time. You'd been caressing and holding me as I swam. And then the skies cleared to a beautiful, beautiful blue day. I took a huge gulp of air and I looked up and realised that somehow I had swum in a perfect circle, right back to my friends and right back to a new life. By the speed of sound, your thoughts bound for my ears. I can hear you clearly as interpretation leaves and open speculation breathes and life or death reads the thoughts in your head. They've just dropped down dead at the speed of sound. You bounced around my brain box, you're playing on my mind, and the blind noise knock, 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 knocks. It bangs on my eardrums until someone comes to the door in my brain so I can see if I'm still sane. Have you lost your key? Have you one for me? Are you dissolving soluble head blocks? Are you playing on your mind with telekinesis? Your words have my brain attached and my ideas have hatched. You think what I've said can make them scratch their head? Anybody there? Now don't be scared, it's only you and me in our airtight vacuum, bright spark, dark room. Turn up the volume and listen to the waves in the air. I presume I take too much room inside compartment B of your short-term memory, so your thoughts have merged with mine like the very first time you heard our last line. I just said it to remind your head I'm in it, intercepting preconceptions, analysing self-deceptions, fear for my mental health. But am I talking to myself? Our conscious converses, my words transverse our privacy and kaleidoscope our universes. You talk to me silently, together forever entwined in our silent universe.